Welcome to Cine Gripe's debut Triple S review of Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens. These are brief, spoiler-free segments where we give our opinion on whether a film is worth screening in theaters, waiting to stream, or skipping altogether. Written and directed by J.J. Abrams and co-written by Lawrence Kasdan, The Force Awakens is set 30 years after Return of the Jedi and opens on a universe threatened by a new evil, known as the First Order. With old heroes scattered and casualties rising, the galaxy's only hope lies with a reluctant scavenger, a renegade stormtrooper, and one hell of a pilot. Now for months, this film has been hyped to the point of unrealistic expectations. Historically, when a project of this magnitude finally releases, that caliber of buzz leaves many fans with a sense of inevitable disappointment. But thankfully, the pros of Episode 7 greatly outweigh its cons. Let's start with the terrific cast. Harrison Ford delivers a pitch-perfect turn as Han Solo, deserving special recognition for his mix of humor and gravitas. Newcomers Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and Adam Driver also do a fantastic job bringing their well-scripted characters to life. Our only character gripe was with the writing of Carrie Fisher's General Leia, who's basically on screen to deliver exposition and a few hugs. That's not to say her performance was poor, but most of her scenes felt flat, and we just wish she had a little more to do. Still, on a whole, the writing of Episode 7 is extremely well-paced and strong. In true Star Wars fashion, the dialogue contains a lot of humor, but sometimes to a fault. Our second gripe worth mentioning is how over-casual the film can get. For example, the results of several acts of First Order villainy are rushed off screen before they can really sink in. This practice has a tendency to undermine their threat as antagonists, casting them as more of a pest than a militant nemesis. But can we really fault Abrams for that? Remember who he was working for. Which actually turned out not to be such a bad thing, because Disney Studios afforded him and his team the ability to craft what is visually the most stunning Star Wars film to date. From the incredible sets, props, and costumes, to the masterful blend of practical and computer-generated effects, The Force Awakens is as refreshing in presentation as it is familiar in spirit. In closing, we entered the theater both excited and nervous. We'd sat in those same seats over a decade ago and left disappointed when the credits rolled. It would be impossible to elaborate any further on this experience without spoiling the film, so we'll leave it at this. When the title crawl flew in off the thrust of John Williams' epic score, we were watching Star Wars. When the blasters fired and the sabers clashed, we were watching Star Wars. From beginning to end, the film managed to capture the essence of what made the original trilogy so special, while laying solid foundation for quality development in future installments. The final verdict for this Triple S review of Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens is screen it. While it's flawed and not the most original film, there's no denying that this movie is sheer, well-crafted, and thoughtfully made fun for all ages. Absolutely worth the time and price of admission. Thanks for watching this Triple S review of Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens. If you enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, do us a favor, thumb it up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time here on Cine Gripe.